Prepare yourself.
Hey, Nathan, how are you?
Hey, dumb fuck. How are you?
Hey, I've got a sextant challenge for you in the timeout chat. Can any of you tell me my position?
Yeah, I can pretty much sum it up. You're a fanatical, religious, bald-tart, dumb fuck bum sniffer that doesn't know what a circle is and wouldn't know the difference between your ass and a pipe wrench.
Can any of you tell me my position from those two sites? I solved it in less than 5 minutes. So you've got all your sextant geniuses in there right now. Go ahead and tell me where that position is.
Why? What
Bob,
will it
what's
serve?
the
Hold on. I don't mind to challenge. Will it prove a ball?
It'll prove that celestial navigation, which is based on spherical trigonometry, works. So, go ahead and solve it.
Hold on. Your claim is that if we do this challenge, it will prove that the trig being used is spherical, correct? You seem hesitant to just confirm the thing you've said 20 seconds ago.
Nathan, you can either solve the problem
Sorry,
or you can't.
Hello.
Go right ahead and do it. Give me a position.
Hello.
Latitude, longitude.
Hello. Clarifying your claim. Seem a bit hesitant to just clarify the thing you said 25 seconds ago. So you're saying that in order to solve this problem, it will require spherical trig, therefore proving a sphere if they do the challenge or I do the challenge. Is that what you're saying, yes or no? It's what you said about 40 seconds ago.
Go ahead and give me the latitude and longitude.
No, go ahead.
Why don't you answer?
Sorry, what is your malfunction? Yes, I will do that. As soon as you confirm what you have said about a minute ago, and we are stepping further away by you demanding that we do this, regardless of the clarification, it will prove a sphere by your declaration that it will require spherical trig to do it. Is that correct? You stated that about a minute ago. Are you denying it now or not?
It works, Nathan. But you're more than welcome to use flat Earth trig to do it.
More than welcome. Sorry, which will we need to use? Okay, now we've got a bit. Now we've got a bit further. Now we've got a bit further. We're welcome to use flat Earth trig, but which one works? Does it work using spherical triangles, or does it work with normal? You seem to be interrupting me before I get to the end of my question to clarify your challenge. Are you scared of us clarifying your challenge? Is it just the case that you lay down the challenge, we must do it, and there's no clarification to what it'll prove in between? We're just clarifying what you think it'll prove. You're saying we're welcome to use flat Earth trig. Which one will actually get you a result, though? Will we have to use spherical trig to get the right result, Bob?
Nathan, it's going to demonstrate whether or not you can actually read a sextant.
Hear that quiver in his voice? That's the sound of a man that knows he's fucked. That little quiver in his voice. Did you hear it, ladies and gentlemen?
Nathan, go right ahead and just demonstrate that.
That's a man scared of me. I know I make you shit your pants, Bob. I'm going to ask a third time, and you can either run or clarify that which you have already claimed. That we will require spherical trig to do this. Will we or won't we?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you believe that the triangle we will be acquiring the GP of the star to will be done off a curved adjacent then? You seem to be interrupting me before the end of my question. Again, I'll repeat it. So, when measuring... He's interrupting me for a second time. At the start of the question rather than the end this time. I'll try a third time. He seems very scared. That's the fourth interruption. Obviously terrified of me repeating the question, which is to acquire the GP of the star. We will be doing it with a curved adjacent then, won't we, Bob?
What adjacent?
The one that measures along the ground, the baseline to the GP. That's going to be a curved line, isn't it? Spherical, right? On a spherical surface, spherical trig, curved adjacent. Right, Bob?
You have to have a triangle to have an adjacent.
Sorry, a triangle or a spherical curved triangle. You said we're going to be using spherical trig.
There's no triangles.
Say what?
So this baseline, which is it? Curved adjacent? Or...
There's no adjacent.
No adjacent?
No, there's no triangle. No, there's no triangle. No, there's no triangle.
Are you high right now?
What the hell did you just say?
No, there's no triangle.
Got a question there, Bob-a-Rooney. If there's no triangle, bum sniffer, then why do we need to use trigonometry, which is the study of triangles?
That's a very high-pitched no.
Have an adjacent.
No triangle? You said we could use the flat... Sorry, a moment ago we could use flat Earth trig. Now there's no triangle to use. You seem confused.
I'm not confused.
So there is a triangle, and that triangle's got a right angle. It's a flat baseline. But I'm asking you, who says it can be done with spherical trig, if it can actually be done with a curved adjacent.
There's no adjacent.
No adjacent? So when you said we can do it with flat Earth trig, what did you mean precisely? Because you're now saying there's no adjacent.
Of course there's not an adjacent. You're just measuring it.
There's no adjacent. Just one more time. Let's hear it from Bob the Science Guy. There is no adjacent when measuring an angle.
No, there's no adjacent.
There's no adjacent when measuring an angle.
Nope, got to have a triangle for that. No, there's no triangle. No, there's no triangle. No, there's no triangle.
Are you high right now?
What the hell did you just say?
No, there's no triangle.
Got a question there, Bob-a-Rooney. If there's no triangle, bum sniffer, then why do we need to use trigonometry, which is the study of triangles?
Does it prove we're on a sphere?
I don't know.
Well, then why are we doing this?
Oh, yeah! Are you serious? Are you?
Hey, welcome to the show out there, guys. Got a great one lined up for you today. Maybe. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Just before I left Discord, I seen a few people in there, one of them including the beautiful Betty Van Velsen. How's it going today, Betty?
Yeah, I'm okay. I thought that you said you muted before you went live, but we still heard you, so that was really funny.
Yeah, I was trying to get everything together. I was trying to get that Bob-a-Rooney clip done. I was running out of time. So
Okay.
I did it the best I could. It was 12:57, right? And I'm still working on them. Oh no, right? So I did the best I
Maybe
could.
you need a little bit more preparation time beforehand than maybe 5 minutes, huh?
Yeah, it was. It was a rock and roll clip. So I think I did a pretty good job with the time that I had to put it together.
I hope that we haven't talked through the whole thing because we were talking.
Yeah.
So I hope that you muted as well, because otherwise that would be like, okay.
Yeah, we'll get to the rest of it. It was a real hoot. I don't know. I think I seen you in there in Nathan's show this morning. It was late. I had just barely gotten up. I turned the computer on, the routine I go through each morning just to check everything, website, make sure everything's good to go. Then I pop Nathan's show on, and all I hear is, you must have either spherical trigonometry or flat earth trigonometry. I'm like, what? I didn't even know who was talking, right? So I immediately went into Discord, and what do you know, is Bob-a-Rooney in there talking about spherical and flat earth trig, whatever, flat earth trig. I think he means planar trig. I think he doesn't even know what that is, right? It's obvious. And then in the very next breath, after he says you're going to need to use trig, there are no triangles. He said, that's what he said. I couldn't believe it, right? I'm like, thank you, Lord. So we don't need trig. You said we're going to need trig, but there are no triangles. But trigonometry is the study of triangles. So this Muppet of epic proportions is such a dumb fuck at like a first grade incoherency level. It's laughable. So that's how this morning started, and the show kind of elongated, right? And meanwhile, I'm thinking I didn't have my wits about me, and I thought it was the after show that all this stuff was in. But it wasn't. It was the regular show. So I asked Nathan if he could go ahead and clip it out. And then I realized, I said, is that on the main show this morning? He goes, yeah. And I said, oh, man, I'm running out of time already. So I had to go back.
Snatched it, huh?
Say again?
You snatched some of it then.
Yeah, I did. I went back and snatched it. But there's much more to it than this. I had to be disciplined and take what I needed out of it just for this show. But I'll go ahead and hook it up for the next one. It's an absolute abject bash yourself in the face with a friggin' train. Bob Rooney. He's.
I went in later, and I think that I heard Highlander.
Oh, you heard the Highlander one? Yeah, you did. Yeah, but you'd have to go back and listen to that show. I think it is. Is it 1557? I got rid of it. I had to so I could limit the tabs up here. I think it's 50. It's today's show. Just go back to the today's show, and right in the middle, the bum sniffer Bob Rooney comes in and just train wrecks him. He's a delusional convictionist. It's so stupid. It's incredibly stupid. Just on like a third grade level, not anything else. He contradicts himself, everything he says, but he takes himself seriously. So this is Dunning-Kruger, clinical level. I think it's beyond clinical, where it goes beyond treatment, right? It's a belly laugher. You guys got to check it out, man. I'm serious. Okay. But I got you a clip out of there. Maybe that'll be a sort of a teaser for you to get you to go listen to the whole thing, because it's a belly laugher.
Also the after show, because I think it went on and on.
Yeah, but it wasn't Bob Rooney.
You have these estafettes of balls, right? The ballers that sort of like give each other tabs for you take over, sort of thing, I think.
Yeah, I think they were putting forth the analogy of stomping punches with their faces. Right? That's what it's like. That's what Bob's doing. He puts his face out there to stop all the punches.
Oh, yeah.
It's called ball jitsu or something, I think.
It's ball jitsu.
The art of deflecting a punch with your face. Yeah.
I love it, ball jitsu. I think that's mine. That's mine.
I think it's sort of a face palm, but then the opposite way.
It's ball jitsu.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Can you just fathom somebody coming in to a room and talking about trigonometry without triangles? Can you even imagine it? That's what it's come to. That's the level that we're at now. And Bob, he's just not your regular, everyday, average window-licking knuckle-dragger. This guy has a purported medical degree. Right? If he is at this level, then what are just the average skank and foul ball tarts? Where are they at? Right? Oh, my goodness, man. Sure, Bob. We'll just talk about water without hydrogen and oxygen. No problem. You friggin' clown. If you have more than 2 subscribers by tomorrow morning, that's you and your mom, then each and every subscriber that you have is dumber than you are. You tracking with me, sunshine? Unbelievable. All right, I guess we can move on. I'm going to play it again before we end. So, yeah, it is hilarious, Kibler.
I'm going to say good evening now because my tea's arrived.
What you got?
We've got homemade spinach and ricotta cannelloni with a nice little light side salad.
It's never like grilled cheese with you. It's got to be something posh, right?
It would be with me. It would be cheese on toast with me, but my wife's much more talented than I.
Guess what I did last night?
I'm thinking bruschetta.
Yeah, almost. Boy, I left. That was an open-ended question I shouldn't have let out there. I'm glad you answered it quick so we can move on. It was ripe for all kind of just craziness. I should never do that again. But anyway, I took the last loaf of the Pain Pisano out, man, and I hacked it. I sent a picture to Betty. What'd you think about that?
That's one huge loaf of bread.
Isn't that a huge loaf of? Let me see if I can't get that.
It looks like a rock, but did you stumble over?
Where did I put that? I'm gonna have to pull up Skype and then.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Super Chat because I think it's
a Super Chat. Are you guys feeling all right out there?
From Unit Talks famous Sasha, he says, "Let's start. What did you have for lunch or dinner?"
Oh, I didn't even see it. Right.
I've posted it in the BALLBUSTERS text chat. So if you go there,
I didn't send it to you. How can you?
I'm on about my tea.
Oh.
The panel busters text it's in.
It's the panel, but don't put it in the panel bust. Oh, I got to go to panel busters now. That doesn't look too bad, man. Everything except
going now.
Everything except the ricotta.
I love it.
I can't stand. If there's anything I hate, there's two things I hate in this world. Number one, it's wrap, and number two, ricotta cheese.
It's not pronounced ricotta. It's ricotta.
It's ricotta.
Ricotta.
I'll give you ricotta.
You don't hear the T's and the A? Ricotta.
Well, there it is, folks. As you can see in here, you got the green leafy spinach. The cannelloni, that's looking good. I'm liking it. I don't know about the salad with it, especially on the same plate. I would put the salad on the side with ranch. But the cannelloni looks good. The spinach looks good. Tomato sauce on top. This all looks great, but then you got this white trash in here. This ricotta, it makes me want to barf.
That's an insult. That is an insult to the Italian race.
The Italian race. Come on. That's a bit over the top.
Yeah.
Hit on him, Neil.
Racist.
You do know that cannoli cream is made out of ricotta, too.
I really don't care if it's got ricotta in it. It's nasty.
You don't like cannolis now. That's sweet.
I don't like
pastry by Italians.
Listen what I'm telling you. Ricotta cheese. No go. No. Nine. No way.
Ricotta.
Now he's going to rumpus me.
You don't even know it's ricotta.
I'll give you.
No ricotta, ricotta.
That's right.
Yeah. You don't pronounce good.
No, he doesn't. He's from New York.
Fuck, I need to interrupt you because of that.
All right. Let me see if I can get this.
Like you would know.
Touche, man. Touche. All right. Here we go. So there's the bread. There's the Pain Pisano. There's my bread cutting knife. All right. So I'm going to hack off a slice for you guys. You see this just greatness, just goodness right in here with the crispy outer. I'll tell you what, Holmes. It's left in your imagination what you can put on this. I like to myself. I like to toast it, and it just to a point where it's all really crispy. That means the inside has just got a golden brown top. You could put anything except ricotta cheese. Don't do that. But anything else, I'll tell you what, folks, you don't know what you're missing.
Why don't you have a bakery that does it in the neighborhood that has these loaves?
It doesn't matter where the bakery is, and
you have to put it in the freezer now. I mean, I think it's like better when it's fresh.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect it whatsoever in the freezer. If you double bag it and put it in the freezer, you're good to go.
I don't agree.
It's not a case of agree or disagree. This is objective.
Oh, no, it's not.
All right, let me get this out of here because it's blocking my screen. All right, you're gone away. We're gone away. Okay, let's see who we got in here. Oh, we got some people in here. We got some rockers in here. We got Fiber Oats is in. Flat Earthers in here. Fiber Oats is in here. Citation Police is becoming a regular guest. Truth Seekers in here. Neil's in here, obviously. Sasha, father of a stolen child. Huh. What you got?
Hey, John is here. Father of a stolen child is here.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Is he off mute?
Evening, guys.
Nope, he's not.
Only been asking him for weeks.
I took him off mute.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't realize I was off mute.
Yeah, you
John,
are.
correct me on the... I know it's not Bull-Jitsu, but I couldn't remember what you used because it was John's pun.
Yeah, ball jitsu works. That's probably better than what I said because I don't even remember now.
I couldn't remember. I had to think one up quick, but it was so funny this afternoon.
He was the author of that, right? Stopping the punches with their faces?
Yeah. The art of deflecting a punch with your face.
Ball jitsu.
Right. Well, I think I'd heard something like that somewhere else before, but
that was hilarious. It was a perfect descriptor of what's happening and what's
Just
been
take
happening.
credit for it.
But there's nothing new under the sun. I'll take it.
Yeah, and Neil, let me tell you another thing. You better stop with your little additions like na-na-na-na boo-boo, stuff like that, right? Because I had a really good part that Bob Aruni said, but I couldn't get it because I had Neil come in and say, na-na-na-na boo-boo.
I mean,
I'm going to bubble your eye.
He was acting like a child.
Yeah, but you ruined it.
He deserved the na.
No, he didn't. That stopped me from grabbing that little clip.
So why didn't you say it after the na-na-na-na-na?
No, you don't say it at all. You just shut up and let that crayon muncher train wreck himself. Neil, turn your camera off. Thank you.
I don't even know what happened there. See?
I think you just, I think, or if you're on your phone, you could just clip it and not even know it. You got to be real careful with that, man.
No, I'm doing 9 things at once.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're not paying attention. And no more na-na-na-na boo-boos until everything's over.
Well, if we were Globers, that conversation you all just had about food, you could have just said, and therefore the earth is a globe at the end of it, and everybody would have cheered.
Yeah. Yep, that was classic today. Bob Aruni, I'll tell you what, I can't believe, it's language. It's hard to put it into actual language. How much of a dumbass you actually are. I mean, I don't, can anyone even attempt, I don't want you to diagnose him, but the delusion is so comprehensive. I don't know. I don't get it. I cannot relate to this. To go in publicly. Now, it's one thing if you're in your room or in the shower and you say this stuff to yourself. But if you come on a public platform and say this to a crowd, are you insane? But thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. Clowns. Who's messaging me? Please, may I have permission to speak in Ballbusters?
Who's that?
No, na.
Here we go again. Flat Earth Solar. Yeah. Go ahead, Flat Earth Solar.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We were just chatting with Zanuck now. Someone posted, I think Citation posted above. Zanuck was saying that stars in the night sky move both east to west and west to east because they're moving in a circular fashion.
Yeah, okay. There's another one. Of course, he's on a different level than Bob. Zanuck is just, I don't know where to classify him. Probably just below Brenda. Somewhere in that vicinity. Essentially, essentially what he's saying is, in the north, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. But if you go to the south below the equator, wherever that is, that the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. That's essentially what he's saying. He's such a dumbass, he doesn't realize it, right?
First of all, did he pay you yet?
No, he hasn't paid me.
Nope.
Nope.
He's saying that it's happening in the same visible sky at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, they do say a lot, those delusional monkeys. And Citation Police, you're roboting. So drop out, come back in, and then get a radio check, and we'll be good to go.
I remember of this afternoon that I listened in with that Highlander guy. He was like laughing the whole time. It's like it's fun for them to be like
stupid. Yes. Yes, they have a great time being stupid and showing and demonstrating to everyone that's listening that they're morons. They enjoy that.
The pretend a clown sort of comment can sort of be really brought back to life, because it's like sort of like they're playing like clowns or something.
Like clown? Yeah, not like. There's no simile here. They're clowns.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
Well, they are not even pretending.
They are not clowns. Clowns has some kind of creativity or something. They are not clowns.
Well, but
it's not easy. It's not easy to be clown, you know.
What stood out for me was with what Highlander said, that the measuring that Bruni did on that mountain, or with that mountain or something, that he did that on a bit of flat land. And I thought, okay, yeah. So that Bruni sought out the best place on the whole ball Earth that particular spot should be sort of flat to make that calculation, and then prove that it is a ball. It's like convoluted. It's really convoluted.
Yeah, it's moronic. He's not getting. They can't. This isn't a stereotype again. It's not a stereotype fallacy. I've had enough experience now to, how would you say, endure the stupidity. They can't take two or more thoughts and put them together into one coherent conclusion. They can't do that. They'll never, they can't do that. They're any more than one. They can't even take one thought and come to a conclusion, let alone more than one. Right? He wasn't realizing what Nathan was asking him. Well, more or less, and I summarized it at the end for him so he could understand, because he wasn't getting it. He thought it was just a local phenomenon. No, Al Biruni was using basically planar trigonometry to derive a spherical radius of the entire Earth, but he couldn't understand that, right? And it was hilarious. It took like 45 minutes. I just got tired of listening to it. I said, maybe. Go ahead.
Yeah, somewhere it was said that he sought out a mountain with a little bit of flatness around it or something.
Stupid.
And I was like, wow, right? So you already assume that it's a ball, probably, because I don't know, that's something that he wanted to sort of prove, I think. And then he searches out a bit of flatness to calculate something, and then comes to the conclusion that it's a ball.
Well, that was the next question. With what he said, he was implying that there is a possibility of flatness or level ground on a sphere. And then somebody, I think it was Brian, who came back and said, what is the largest plane? I don't think he said, I'm paraphrasing. What is the largest tangent plane that you can have on a sphere?
Did he come up with an
Isn't that hold on a second. Isn't that oxymoron?
Hold on a second. Go ahead, Father of Stolen Child. Go ahead, you. Just you.
Isn't that an oxymoron, though, to say a tangent plane?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you thought correctly. So I gave the answer. I'm getting rumpus. Just hold on. I gave the answer because there was a whole bunch of quietness. So here comes the answer. You ready, ball-tards? The answer to the maximum size of a tangent plane on a sphere is 0.001 0.000. Your IQ, ironically. Idiots. Go ahead, Adam.
That's spot on. I mean, you can't have a tangent plane on a spherical surface. That's the point. You can have a tangent plane to the spherical surface, and you can have that as big as you want, but it's still just a big tray floating on top of a ball, which is what you're describing. So we were chatting about that, but it's a good question, because the reality is it's a point source at best. It's just a way of orientating the thing that you are describing as a plane, if you're going to envisage the ball. But there's no area that you can have on a sphere that is a tangent plane by definition.
Of course. Can anyone define a tangent plane?
Yeah, it's a plane at a tangent to summit. But it's not on it. That's the point. At no point could a tangent plane be on. It can only touch at one particular location, can't it? So it can be on it, but not expressed on the surface of the sphere. And that's the quandary they've got, because the second they want a tangent to something, the second you step away from that point source, everything falls away from you if it's on a sphere. Therefore, the tangent plane you've just generated no longer has any reference to the surface that you're supposedly referencing.
Right. It's an imaginary thing in reference to another shape. Right?
It's like sticking a tea tray on top of a football.
Exactly. Oh, I understand that. Yes, yes. I was looking for a more technical definition just to make sure we have all our ducks in a row.
But it's about as useful, isn't it? When you consider in the surface.
Yeah.
May I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Today we were talking with a whole bunch of ballers about this topic specifically, and they kept mentioning locally flat, and that with a locally flat assumption, everything checks out perfectly. So we flipped the tables on them and started asking them, what is the maximum distance that they can measure locally flat for? Because if they're going to constantly assume that, zooming in on the basketball down to a millimeter, then it appears flat. So locally it appears flat, so they can take all these measurements off this flat, quote unquote, tangent line. Then we were saying to them, so what is that distance? And then none of them could give you a distance as to how long does that line remain flat on the locally flat curving ball.
0 millimeters.
Yep.
Well, no. if a tangent is a straight line that meets a curve at a tangent point, then you're defying the word plane that comes after it. So it's an oxymoron.
Yeah, they're just making stuff up, man. They just make stuff up on the fly. They just phrases and terms. They just make shit up. They're a fanatical left-wing numpty dipshit group, right? They don't even follow what their priests are saying. I've been saying this for years. Now, when it helps them, they'll go ahead and wiki, right? But for the most part, if you catch them in one of their silly little lies, they'll just make shit up. Every single one of them do that. Every single last one. It's hilarious.
So we were taking it down to what's the smallest that you can demonstrate these things?
They can't.
And none of them could give you an answer. The same like, can you take a grain of sand and make it orbit a bowling ball? The moon is said to be 1/6 of the size of the Earth. So a grain of sand to a bowling ball is much smaller. There should be. So then we said, well, what is the smallest size that you can demonstrate in orbit? What is the smallest scale that you can demonstrate locally flat?
They can't do that.
And when asking them for an answer, they deer in the headlights.
They don't even know what orbit is. They can't even define it.
John,
yes.
Do you not think that? I mean, what they might want to do is create a disco ball, but even that is a paradoxical statement on a ball. There's nothing locally flat. You can shave a bit off the ball, but it's not flat. You just created a flat area on the ball, but it's not flat in relation to the surface you're still dealing with.
Right.
It should still be, yeah?
Yes.
So they can try and say there's a bit that is flat, i.e. at 90 degrees. But that's just basically somebody's filled in a hole that's falling away in relation to the curvature. But so it's not locally flat in any real sense other than reality, as in it's all flat. To try and then pervert that and use that on a ball, I don't know how you can take that assumption that you've shaved the top off a ball and made an area flat and use it in any way. What's its purpose?
There is no purpose. They're just making stuff up. Go ahead, Brian. Yeah, what's up, Brian?
Hey, QE, hey everybody. Adam. Yeah, I'm just going to say that that's the whole point of that question that you were detailing a minute ago. I was listening on the stream. The whole point is that they always claim, all surveyors, every bowler, they're always claiming tangent planes. Okay, tell us what the maximum size of a tangent plane can be on your globe out. You know, they can never define it because they know it's zero, as you said.
Yep.
John, can I read something from internet? The first thing what I find about Biruni.
About what?
About Al-Biruni.
Go ahead.
To carry out his method, Biruni only needed 3 things. First, an astrolabe. The second one, a suitable mountain, I don't know what that means, with a flat horizon in the front of it, so that angle of depression of horizon could be accurately measured. And 3, knowledge of trigonometry.
Yes.
And then it says first step, I will read only that and nothing more. The first step in Biruni's method was to calculate the height of the mountain. And how he calculate the height of the mountain if he have the curved base?
You can't.
Yeah, that means that he supposed he calculated first the mountain with a flat base. Then he went to the mountain. Then he needed the flat horizon, and he suitable. It's written he needs a mountain suitable and flat horizon, and then he can reach the point of. Then he can find out the radius.
Yeah, I have it right here. I just put it up on.
So ridiculous.
I just put it up on screen for everyone. So, with Al-Biruni, these values, when computed with simple trigonometric techniques, trigonometric. Speaking of triangles, to find the height is shown in the figure above. This is a relatively simple and easy to understand problem. I even used to solve these types of problems back in school. Oh, really? Quite interesting. Biruni used the following formula. For the purpose of simplicity, lengthy derivation is omitted. Yeah, you see this? That is a flat level baseline for him to get an elevation angle off of so he can compute the opposite. So, like we had said in the beginning, Al-Biruni used planar trigonometry to derive a spherical radius. Married bachelors are blushing. It's a train wreck. It's a paradox. Simple. It's over. They're finished. They're finished. That's it.
That's the first kick. But when he gets to the top of the mountain, after he's presupposed it on his locally flat area, he's then going to go and reify the horizon than the leading edge of a ball. It becomes even worse once he gets to the top of the mountain. There's a big, militarized black swan waiting for him. The first nonsensical presupposition is that. This is what I was saying. Even if you do presuppose you've shaved a locally flat area on a ball, doesn't deny you're on a ball. You're just happy to ignore you're on a ball because the bit you're on is locally flat. You're supposed to be living on a ball. You should account for that. Should be accounted for. Yeah, because it's important because it's going to define H.
Yeah, it's all over. It's just discovering and showing the paradoxes now, and then us laughing at them. That's what this has come to. If you go into any VC in the Flat Earth VC that has a clue of what they're talking about, the ballers are dead like within the first sentence at this point. That's how it happens. It's that quick. I'm loving it. I just sit back and laugh. Well, go ahead, Father of Stolen Child. Go ahead.
Every single globe Earth claim will begin with you taking an angle measurement. I don't know any that doesn't involve that. If they can't get to the angle measurement part, they can't make a globe Earth claim. Yeah. So they have to deal with the flat plane first.
Yep, the angle of elevation, you can't get around it. In order to even get it, they can't, like I said before, they can't even look at a sextant. They can't even acknowledge that sextants exist. They can't do it because it goes directly against their religion. Because you got to have a flat baseline. They don't, so it's over. Simple.
Well, I think they recognized that early on. That's why they invented the tangent plane, as a way for them to get the angles, you know.
But
that's how they...
The tangent plane, can you show me a tangent plane mirror on the sextant?
There's no such thing. It's just nonsensical. It's just a conception they use to acknowledge that they have to take the measurements from a flat plane.
Yeah. Yeah. Citation. Hold on a second, Brian. I'll get right back to you.
Hey, how am I coming in?
Citation, please. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that, man. We just went on a rant. It happens. Go ahead. You want to add?
I was gonna mention, because if you have a flat section cut off a sphere, that would be experienced locally as a slope in either direction.
Yep.
Not a flat spot.
Exactly. You got it. Yep.
So they don't even understand the implications of the words that come out of their mouth.
No, they don't know what curvature is either. Go ahead and ask one. I dare you. Go ahead, Brian. You had something to add?
Yeah, thanks, Kavit. Yeah, the tangent plane is used consistently all day, every day by GPS. GPS references a tangent plane. You go from one tangent plane to the next tangent plane to the next tangent plane and so on. And all the zeniths, right, to the center of those planes have Cartesian, three-dimensional Cartesian coordinate systems around them. So all they do is mathematically state that all the zeniths are meeting at the center of a pre-assumed globe with a radius of 3959 miles. But when you're in an airplane and they're using GPS Cartesian, or they're using it on the water at sea, or surveyors are using it, or whoever, when you're using GPS in your car or whatever, you're being referenced. The only thing that's ever been referenced is a flat plane. GPS never references a curved surface. It's the ECEF system that it uses that mathematically makes a globe out of it afterwards. So the tangent plane is like just a necessity for them to reference reality, isn't it?
It's a conjuring of a train wreck. Just let everyone know, because it's 1:44 right now. I'm looking down and I see the temperature here. It's 4 degrees. Just let everyone know. That's 4 degrees beyond my threshold. So it's shooting time, folks. We're gonna wrap this up pretty quickly. This was a pretty powerful show. But we're going to have to wrap it up here in about 15 minutes. Just want to let everyone know when I put the hammer down, you're not surprised. Okay?
Time for a super chat.
We got another super chat. You guys feeling all right out there, man? It's been like a super chat veto.
Yeah, well, we got one that's really a super chatter. It's Unitox Fable again. He says, kids, when you hear paradox, cover your ears. It hurts.
Yeah, it does hurt. It hurts everyone around the paradoxer. It's very painful. And before I leave out, we're gonna go ahead and listen to the beginning again of the bum sniffer Bob Rooney train wrecking himself again. First of all, he doesn't know. We already established some time ago that he didn't know what a circle was, right? Which by itself is belly laughing hilarious. Now today, unsolicited, came in and showed that he has no clue what trigonometry is. Ballers have no clue what it is. They can say the terms, but they don't know what they mean. So Bob Rooney comes in and says, we can use spherical trig and flat earth trig, and then says in the very next breath that there are no triangles. When trigonometry is the study of triangles. How can you... what? You clown. But I'll play it again here before we go.
Before you do, John, hopefully you'll in there or reiterate the point. As well as him demonstrating that, he did make his worldview known with regards to how you define the nature of the surface of the Earth, which is, if Nathan in his sextant numpties, or whatever the phrase was, can answer this question, then it's round, and if not, then it's flat. I had to take the dog for a walk, but when I did get back, I did answer the question, and maybe after you've played it, I'll go through just... It's a bit naughty. It's obviously only got 2 locations, but I've posted the pictures in chat, and I'll just solve it for them if they wish. Which should then define their reality of what the nature of the Earth is, apparently.
How long is this going to take? You want me to pull these up and you want to go through this?
Yes, it's just 2 minutes, because there's only 2 possible solutions. Well, okay, so quickly put, there's 2 possible solutions, because we've not got 3 positions to locate ourselves exactly, definitively, as one specific point. We've only got 2 stars. So that will leave 2 possible locations. And if you look at the first picture, which I reject, because there's some other clues in the information, is that you're somewhere near Hawaii, 1,500 miles or something like that. So the first place appears to be like northern Mongolia, where the location could be. So I ruled that one out as northern Mongolia is not on the sea, and it's not that near Hawaii.
So you're going with the second one? You want me to pull the second one up?
Yeah. So the second one is, I've zoomed in a bit more just to give the location. Now, I do want to give a disclaimer here, because for some reason, the time and date that Bob Rooney took these measurements was in 1982. And the almanacs I've got access to, the app that works out, it doesn't go back before 2006. So I've done this one on the earliest date I could, then you see, so which is 2006.
Okay, you want to stop for a second? I got a question.
Yeah.
All right, so you've taken and ran with a challenge from a window-licking knuckle-dragger that doesn't know what a circle is and demonstrated unsolicited that he doesn't know what trigonometry is, and you took the challenge anyway.
Did I take? You know, I don't. I like I don't like an unanswered question, and it's not a difficult challenge. Like I said, I'd have done it on the show, but I always take the dog for a walk at 4. Yeah, so off I went, and I came back to and I thought, well, I'll just do it this afternoon. So I've done it, put it in the war room for people to see. But there was somebody in chat. Who was it? Somebody called Slide Rules and Mathematics that was saying it wasn't. We've got to give them an answer. So I've given it there. The look, the locations, the coordinates are there, and put your little picture. And if you look at it, it's about 1,500 odd miles. Hawaii is that obviously to the west, directly over there. But one of the questions was, I did say you could ask Mary Magdalene, and this is Mary Magdalene Island here. So it's somewhere in location to that. Like I said, there is a bit of variance in my answer because I've had to use the almanac from 2006 star positions.
Gotcha.
So we know they'll be a little bit different to 1982.
Right, they would be, but he's too stupid to even realize that. So I don't know. They probably got together. I liked how they just sidestep. They just passed up the actual using of the sextant to get the elevation angle first. So they just provided you the answer. So instead of starting at page 1, step 1A, they went to page 6 and then started their challenge, right? Is that what they did? You crayon munching morons. You don't know how to use a sextant. Like I said, there's no possible way you can even look at a sextant being a baller. Goes against your fairy tale religion. You're finished. I wouldn't have done this. Adam's done it because Adam loves doing this stuff. But me, I'm just gonna laugh at you. After I just drag you around by your short hairs and allow my wolf pups at your entrails, I'm gonna laugh. Yep.
Right. So what you're saying is what you're saying is there's no point in doing anything with the calculation to prove a sphere if it necessitates a flat plane to get the measurement to begin with, right?
Exactly. It's the Al-Biruni routine. He used planar trig to derive a spherical radius, which it's a paradox. Can't do it. It's train wreck. Married bachelors and achromatic rainbows are blushing.
Oh, this is where you should read the quote that Arwen wrote from Bob. Is basically, I'm not going to use triangles. And then Nathan's like, well, what are you trying to prove? What does this prove? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I got that. That's on the clip that I'm going to play again. I played it earlier when I started the show.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to close out the show with it. It's in there, yes. Yeah.
Does this prove that the Earth's a globe? I don't know.
Yes, yeah, I know. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Hey, guys, listen.
You know what?
We got 8 minutes. Just want to let you know.
I actually think when Nathan asked him, he said, what does it prove? Does it prove a globe? He's like, I don't know. And I think I could have sworn he said, you tell me.
Yeah, he was trying to shift.
Remember, we were talking earlier about they're starting to ask. Yeah, they're starting to ask the flat earthers they're arguing with to prove the globe for them.
That's exactly what he did. He tried to shift it. He said, I don't know. What do you think? Even though that was his claim.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You got me all choked up there. Went down a roll. Yes, that's what I was saying. Yeah, exactly. That's the point that we're at now. It sure is fun, isn't it? Who doesn't think this is fun? Who is not having fun? Don't all answer at once. Betty, are you having fun?
I was. Sorry. Currently, I'm 2,700 nautical miles off. And see, this is what makes you laugh. Proves you can't use a sextant. No, it doesn't. It shows there's an error in my calculations from the measurement that you haven't taken from a sextant that you pulled from 1982. What it shows is an error, if there is. Like I said, there's 2 possible locations. You only gave 2 celestial observations, so it's impossible. So if you're suggesting 2,700, and like I said, maybe in 1982, that place that was somewhere just in North Mongolia, it rotates the other into the sea, so it's just off the coast where I said. But like I said, I had to use 2006 data, so the positions are either one on land or one in sea in 2006.
Who are you talking to?
Those sextant measurements. I forgot his name because it's in a slide rule and mathematics.
Where is he in my chat?
Yeah, it's in the YouTube chat. So it was just.
Hey, crayon munching slide rules. Answer me this. How do you obtain an elevation angle with a curved adjacent? Answer that question right now. Make it snappy.
You can't.
You got within 10 miles, right? I want to see you get it within 10 miles of this question, you numpty dipshit. So, I'll put it up on screen for you. This is an angle of elevation. I want you to explain, provide citation, and show me how you can obtain an angle of elevation with a curved adjacent right now, crayon muncher. All right, you already did. You need a triangle, right? That's right, you need a triangle. There it is, right there in front of you. Can you show me a triangle with a curved adjacent? I'm waiting. Provide a link, provide something somewhere from anyone in the history of the world that obtained an elevation angle with a curved adjacent. There's no adjacent to an angle. This is a triangle, you numpty dipshit. You would fail third grade geometry. There is an adjacent here. It's the X line. Clown. You're finished. You're a joke. Get out of my chat. Go to primary school and put forth your postulates. And when they stop laughing, then maybe consider coming out, in this sort of genre to present your numpty dipshittery. Right?
This is nursery school, John. This is the response I've got. Is rotation doesn't change. Is responding to me. Rotation doesn't change latitude, longitude. Right. You asshole. Just in response, I'm not talking about rotation of your spinning ball Earth, you muppet. I'm talking about rotation of the celestial sphere and how and why we use the ephemeris, and we have to use it each year. This is why I made the disclaimer with regards to issues with 2006, which is what I can go back to, and 1982.
Oh my God, this is Bob.
Star map change.
He just said, hold on, Adam. Hold on, Adam. You're dealing with Bob, the pseudoscience, Barbaruni, the train wreck guy that doesn't know what trigonometry is or a circle. He just said he was slide rules in mathematics. So we're going to stop him right there. You're a joke. We're going to play you here in a couple seconds as we're closing out. We're not going to get to, Betty, we're not going to get to everyone in the chat because we're going to close out.
Can we do a super chat?
Say again?
Can we do a super chat?
Yeah, go ahead.
We got another super chat, but then now it's from America Silver Patriot. Welcome to Flat Earth.
That's right, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thanks for the super chats, man. They've been exiled recently. So, any announcements? We do have an announcement for Thursday. Betty, we're going with 2 p.m. U.S. Central, 7 p.m. UK for the Thursday show?
Yeah, so what's the deal with the weather?
It's right after today, it's going down the tubes for next 5 days, so we're good to go.
Well, we could do it an hour earlier, so that you can sort of do your chores or whatever.
I do have chores. So you're saying you want to go 1 o'clock?
Yeah, it gives you more of a afternoon, and for me more of an evening.
Okay. So Thursday, folks, we're going to continue with Betty's shows, which are outstanding. You're missing it if you haven't been on them. And you could go to the playlist if you haven't. You can always catch up. It's under Seating's presentations, and you can go ahead and catch up. They're outstanding, like I said. And then be here Thursday at 1 p.m. U.S. Central, and that is 6 p.m. UK. Right? Did I get that correct?
I don't know. For me, it's
Can you come back with that?
For me, it's
That'll be 7 o'clock UK.
Yes.
Yeah, 8 o'clock for Betty.
Yes.
7. It can't be 7 o'clock. Is it? Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, I think I'm screwing them times up again. Okay.
You need to sell that bow and arrow.
Exactly. I was just going to say, that's because you're thinking about archery.
You damn skippy I am, man. In fact, I tried to pre-prepare this morning and get everything just so I could just get up, put my shooting shirt on, and then just grab my stuff and go out and shoot. But yeah, you got me on that one. I'm guilty as charged.
It's very addicting. It's like shooting a gun.
Oh, I love
flying a drone, archery. It's just like it grabs you, and that's it. You're not going nowhere for a while.
It's like stupidity with balders. It grabs them, and they ain't going anywhere.
That's forever, though.
At least we know who you're going to use as target.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, good one, Betty.
All right, guys, thanks for coming. Like I said, it was a great show. It's really funny. I'm going to leave you with the clip from Nathan's show this morning from Bob Rooney, or slide the mathematics up his nose out there in chat, dumbass cracker. I'm going to leave you with that again. Just listen to this nonsense. You're not going to believe it.
Prepare yourself.
Hey, Nathan, how are you?
Hey, dumb fuck. How are you?
Hey, I've got a sextant challenge for you in the timeout chat. Can any of you tell me my position?
Yeah, I can pretty much sum it up. You're a fanatical, religious, bald-tard, dumb fuck bum sniffer that doesn't know what a circle is and wouldn't know the difference between your ass and a pipe wrench.
Can any of you tell me my position from those two sites? I solved it in less than 5 minutes. So you've got all your sextant geniuses in there right now. Go ahead and tell me where that position is.
Why? What will it serve? Hold on. I don't mind to challenge. Will it prove a ball?
It'll prove that celestial navigation, which is based on spherical trigonometry, works. So, go ahead and solve it.
Hold on. Your claim is that if we do this challenge, it will prove that the trig being used is spherical, correct? You seem hesitant to just confirm the thing you've said 20 seconds ago.
Nathan, you can either solve the problem or you can't.
Hello.
Go right ahead and do it. Give me a position.
Hello.
Latitude, longitude.
Hello. Clarifying your claim. Seem a bit hesitant to just clarify the thing you said 25 seconds ago. So you're saying that in order to solve this problem, it will require spherical trig, therefore proving a sphere if they do the challenge or I do the challenge. Is that what you're saying, yes or no? It's what you said about 40 seconds ago.
Go ahead and give me the latitude and longitude.
No, go ahead.
Why don't you answer?
Sorry, what is your malfunction? Yes, I will do that. As soon as you confirm what you have said about a minute ago, and we are stepping further away by you demanding that we do this, regardless of the clarification, it will prove a sphere by your declaration that it will require spherical trig to do it. Is that correct? You stated that about a minute ago. Are you denying it now or not?
It works, Nathan. But you're more than welcome to use flat Earth trig to do it.
More than welcome. Sorry, which will we need to use? Okay, now we've got a bit. Now we've got a bit further. Now we've got a bit further. We're welcome to use flat Earth trig, but which one works? Does it work using spherical triangles, or does it work with normal? You seem to be interrupting me before I get to the end of my question to clarify your challenge. Are you scared of us clarifying your challenge? Is it just the case that you lay down the challenge, we must do it, and there's no clarification to what it'll prove in between? We're just clarifying what you think it'll prove. You're saying we're welcome to use flat Earth trig. Which one will actually get you a result, though? Will we have to use spherical trig to get the right result, Bob?
Nathan, it's going to demonstrate whether or not you can actually read a sextant.
Hear that quiver in his voice? That's the sound of a man that knows he's fucked. That little quiver in his voice. Did you hear it, ladies and gentlemen?
Nathan, go right ahead and just demonstrate that.
That's a man scared of me. I know I make you shit your pants, Bob. I'm going to ask a third time, and you can either run or clarify that which you have already claimed. That we will require spherical trig to do this. Will we or won't we?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you believe that the triangle we will be acquiring the GP of the star to will be done off a curved adjacent then? You seem to be interrupting me before the end of my question. Again, I'll repeat it. So, When measuring... He's interrupting me for a second time. At the start of the question rather than the end this time. I'll try a third time. He seems very scared. That's the fourth interruption. Obviously terrified of me repeating the question, which is to acquire the GP of the star. We will be doing it with a curved adjacent then, won't we, Bob?
What adjacent?
The one that measures along the ground, the baseline to the GP. That's going to be a curved line, isn't it? Spherical, right? On a spherical surface, spherical trig, curved adjacent. Right, Bob?
You have to have a triangle to have an adjacent.
Sorry, a triangle or a spherical curved triangle. You said we're going to be using spherical trig.
There's no triangles.
Say what?
So this baseline, which is it? Curved adjacent? Or...
There's no adjacent.
No adjacent?
No, there's no triangle. No, there's no triangle. No, there's no triangle.
Are you high right now?
What the hell did you just say?
No, there's no triangle.
Got a question there, Bobbaroonie. If there's no triangle, bum sniffer, then why do we need to use trigonometry, which is the study of triangles?
That's a very high pitch no. No triangle? You said we could use the flat... Sorry, a moment ago we could use flat earth trig. Now there's no triangle to use. You seem confused.
I'm not confused.
So there is a triangle, and that triangle's got a right angle. It's a flat baseline. But I'm asking you, who says it can be done with spherical trig, if it can actually be done with a curved adjacent.
There's no adjacent.
No adjacent? So when you said we can do it with flat earth trig, what did you mean precisely? Because you're now saying there's no adjacent.
Of course there's not an adjacent. You're just measuring it.
There's no adjacent. Just one more time. Let's hear it from Bob the Science Guy. There is no adjacent when measuring an angle.
No, there's no adjacent.
There's no adjacent when measuring an angle.
Nope, got to have a triangle for that. No, there's no triangle. No, there's no triangle. No, there's no triangle.
Are you high right now?
What the hell did you just say?
No, there's no triangle.
Got a question there, Bobbaroonie. If there's no triangle, bum sniffer, then why do we need to use trigonometry, which is the study of triangles?
Does it prove we're on a sphere?
I don't know.
Well, then why are we doing this?
Oh, yeah! Are you serious? Are you serious?